Verse 2, it says, "Then I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from God, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband." This is the New Jerusalem of hope in Hebrews 12. This is the Jerusalem from above that's free in Galatians 4. This is the Jerusalem of our true citizenship in Philippians 3. And notice it's a city. I glaze by that word a lot of times. And we live in, like Suburbia 101 out here. And I love the suburbs. But it's interesting to note that when heaven touches earth, when there's a New Jerusalem, it's a city. It's not isolation. It's not the suburbs. It's not where we get to kind of spread out from people. Now, don't get me wrong. We're going to see it's huge. This kingdom's huge. But it's a city. It's bustling with life and interesting events and people and worship ceremonies. It's a city, and that's why you see there's actually kind of I don't know if it's minor or major, but there's kind of a resurgence of the city gospel. It's not that it's a different gospel, but it's this idea that pastors are supposed to be penetrating the cities, and that's why you see guys like Tim Chaddick, who are, a Santa Barbara guy or something like that, just penetrating down into LA. You've got Francis Chan that was in Simi Valley and spread out, and he's going into LA. Not only historically, guys like Paul did that. They went into cities because they knew that's where the gospel could really push from. You don't go into Somas and expect revival. It doesn't mean that God can't revive people there, but you go to the heart of the city. And the New Jerusalem, it's going to be a city. There's going to be a lot of people. This isn't like Hinduism that teaches nirvana, isolation, desolation. This is God's people in community forever. And we struggle with that because a lot of times we look, especially out here, we kind of look down on cities. I do it myself. I always joke, like Jan and I joke, we're like, as soon as we bought motorcycles, we're never going south of Calabasas, right? Now, part of that's because we don't want to die on those motorcycles, right? But part of it's just like, it's the hustle, but it's just the dirty, grimy city, just people, let's stay out in the burbs. Right? And we do this because we get such a bad taste for how the city is a lot of times. And this is going to be a perfect city. This is going to be an amazing, amazing city. And we've never known perfect community. So part of it's like an affront to us. We're like, we've never known perfect community. We've never known a perfect city, a perfect suburb even. Though T.O. and Newbury Park try to be, we're not. And so we've got kind of this affront to this idea that heaven's going to be, our environment for eternity is going to be a city. But our aversion comes from the fact that we've never experienced perfect community. So you have to strip all the preconceived notions away from what you may or may not like about a city and know this is going to be a perfect city. It's going to be epic. This is how God sees fit to put an end to all and a new beginning to everything. And it's in the form of a city.